Today in this video, we're going to look at two different steel wheel fixed blades, the Roamer 305 and Roamer 300. Well, what's up, folks? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode here at Gideon's Tactical. I am your host, Aaron. Really pumped today to give you this review and put these two blades to the test, show you what they can do. The steel wheel Roamer series. Now, they have plenty of Roamer designs. Some are in D2 steel, like what we're looking at here today. Some are in 9CR 18 MOV that are a little bit more rust resistant, more designed for hunting and fishing and those type of things, or high humid environments. So we're going to look at the D2 versions today. A belt knife size in the 305 and more of a midweight survival knife size in the 300. But these have been out for a while. I've had my eye on them for a long time and now have finally had a chance to get out into the field, play around with them, mess around with them, show you what I like about them, what I don't, what they can do, what they can't, and to help you decide if the Roamer series, and particularly one of these two knives, would be the right choice to throw on your belt on your next outdoor adventure. So with that, let's go ahead and get to it. All right, here we are hitting these blades, and we'll talk blade performance here first off. And again, being that we have like basically a midweight survival knife size here in the, I want to make sure I get these model numbers right, the 300, and then more of a belt knife, you know, companion blade in the 305. So that's kind of the concepts with these two, both made out of D2 steel, Rockwell 58 to 60. Now, I've used D2 a lot from a lot of different manufacturers. I don't really have an issue with D2. Some people hate it, some people love it. There's controversies back and forth. It's more rust resistant than what you're going to get with 1095. It's going to hold its edge longer than 1095. It's a little harder to resharpen than 1095 out in the field. So that's something to consider. Weigh pros and cons. There is argument for lateral movement that there could be an issue compared to, you know, better heat treated high carbons. Okay. I haven't seen any issues with that. I have not taken these out in like 0-degree weather. Sometimes D2 will have issues in like super cold environments, so that's something to consider. I have not tested them in that. Just take that as a data point. For me, I've found that these are holding a better edge than your basic 1095, but they are also harder to resharpen out in the field. It has taken me a while to get an edge back on it. I'm not talking about just tuning up, but like, you know, you've gotten little chips, little burrs, things like that. It takes a little bit longer than, say, your 1095s and even other D2 that I've seen. So it's positives and negatives there in what the steel is made out of. Really good black coating that's not a high traction, and it's holding up really well, so that will help also fight against rust, even though it's not a rust-resistant steel, but it's a little bit better than 1095. And 5160. Now, both of these are going to have nice 90-degree spines. You could absolutely throw sparks or scrape with them, even though they are coated, which is a big plus as well. Good relief edges on both. What we're looking at is on the full-size 300 here, we are looking at 0.2 on the overall thickness, and then we're looking at 0.16 on the 305. So nice and thin there, again, just leading themselves to, you know, be the type of tools that they are, either a belt companion knife for the 305 or a full-size, you know, or I keep saying full-size, mid-size survival knife on the 300. So the 300 has an overall length of 6.25 inches from front to back, and then you're looking at 5.5 inches from front or from back to front on the 305. So, you know, differences there in their sizes. Obviously a bigger, wider, broader blade on the 300 than on the 305. Now, something that's a little interesting, I know for a fact that the 300 up here, the full size, is a saber grind. I've seen some data that says that this is a hollow grind on Blade HQ on the 305. If it is, it's the shallowest hollow grind I've ever seen. It looks like a saber grind to me when I measure it, but if it is a hollow grind for the type of knife, for its uses and how they ground it in, I don't see any sort of concaving shoulder. I think it's a saber grind, it's just a typo, but if it is a hollow, it's the shallowest hollow grind you've ever seen in your life. So either way, good on the saber grinds as well. I prefer those for these type of knives over full flat or over you know, different types that are out there, Scandi grinds or different things like that. So they were able to absolutely do what you would want out of each of these knives. The only thing that I kind of noticed was with the larger, thicker 300 that the blade edge geometry was a little lacking out of the box. I did have to do a little bit of reprofiling to get better work out of it, so you are going to have to take some time with it. The smaller 305 Definitely has, just because of a thinner blade and just the shape of the knife, a better, finer edge for finer cutting. I'm talking about for feather stick making and those type of things. The grind was a little wider on the 300 full size. It didn't slice quite like I prefer out of the box, so I had to do a little bit of work. So that's some data points there for you guys. But other than that, blade performance, going through all the types of material, regardless if it's out in the woods, around the property, this thing both of these blades work really, really well. All right, let's go ahead and hit these sheaths here. It's both gonna come, and the whole line is gonna come, with these designs. And what we have is a polymer sheath, really well done. You got lots of lashing points here. Little bit of rattle, not too bad. Good retention. I really got to pull. Then we have this double button strap right here, and this is protecting me, and this is going to be on all the knives as well. So there's no edge showing. So even if this was to come out, I'm not going to accidentally cut myself, and that's a good large strap right there in place. So again, pretty good retention, and then a nice thumb ramp right there to pull the blade out. Ambidextrous, so this back strap can be swapped right or left. Good drainage hole as well. But what's also really nice, I'm seeing this on more and more sheaths, which is pretty cool, is that the back nylon, instead of just being a big belt piece right here, is actually two separate pieces with buttons, so you can put them on a belt without taking your belt off, or run it through Pal's webbing and Molly. That's a cool added bonus, so that you could actually just slide it right through your pack or gear, whatever you would be using, and carrying it that way as well. So for the price, again, great, no need to upgrade. Good performance sheaths for these designs. All right, I want to hit price with you guys on these blades real quick, and I want to also just remind you about our Knockaround Sunglass affiliate link. Simple way to get eyewear for the entire family. Helps us out when you guys use those hyperlinks, as well as hyperlinks to Blade HQ and Amazon. That's always an awesome way. We get that small kickback, helps me continue to get out here, make content for you guys. So we really appreciate you using all the different hyperlinks that we offer to you. And that's where you can pick up these blades. Now, the smaller 305 is going to go for about 60 bucks, and then the larger 300 for about $67 to $70. Just kind of depends on Blade HQ or Amazon what prices are going for at the moment. But for that price point, for under $70, you're getting good, solid performers. The sheaths rock. The handle ergonomics are good. The blade steel is going to hold an edge longer than a lot of other outdoor steel knives, and just perform. I mean, they're good regardless if it's belt or survival knife type of style that you may be looking for. So really good, I believe, price, and there's not a lot else on the market in this kind of size range and design and style, as well as their 9CR18 MOVs are going to be very similar in price, and they have a lot of different options over there as well. Now, Steel Will did send these over to me so I can give you guys good, honest feedback, show you what I liked about it, what I don't, so you guys can make that wise choice, so you can see what these two roamers can do and go, yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Or, no, that other knife I was thinking about is the right choice. That's what we always want to do here, and give you guys that good, honest feedback, so you, when you throw down your hard-earned money, feel confident that you know what you're getting and you're going to be happy with what you're getting. All right, so these handles are made out of TPE, so it's like a polymer material, very similar in size between the two. We're looking at 5.16 and we're looking at 5.5 overall handle length. You can see that on the full size here, that is a little bit bigger, just a little bit fuller, not by much, but you can see it. Really grippy, really good texture, no hot spots when you're holding it, gripping it. Contoured very nicely with that really nice guard right there, so you're not going to accidentally slide up, hurt yourself. A little bit of jimping right here on the back. This one also has just a little bit, as you can see there. Then we got that kind of bird beak on the back. Now, with chopping, now the smaller one is going to be obviously just a very light hacker. You're just eliminating little tiny stuff like that. No problem, really no issue. The full size, is in the weight class of a full size, survival, or excuse me, a mid-weight survival knife. Very similar to like SE6s and BK7s, kind of in that kind of ballpark. And I did notice, just because the transition is kind of abrupt, there were some sharp pains into my hand. It's doable. You can get some, emergency survival situations, some light chopping done, but it's not as comfortable as your SE6s or BK7s, just because there's transitions, or either the SE6 is kind of straight off the back, and then the Becker is kind of a little more contoured. This is a little bit more abrupt back here. So it's just things to think about. It's not really a chopper by any means, even in a mid-weight survival range of knife. It's doable, but I would prefer using a different type of knife if you're going to really do some, 6, 7 different branches that are the size of your wrist, you're going to feel the shock through your hand and not be as comfortable as some of those other mid-weight survival knives. But the rubberized contouring is fantastic. No blocky feeling on either of these knives. You can hold them in every single different direction. Feels really good on both of these. Very controlled. You know, like the high vis, if you're in a hunting situation or you just like high vis stuff, that's awesome. Or you can get them in black. Each one is interchangeable. And then you got the full tang coming out the back, obviously. That's always good. Pinned in, rubberized handle. No finger choil on this. This Ricasso is not big enough for a choil at all. So you're about 3/4 of an inch from the guard. This is a choil, and that is really nice because the knife is definitely big enough to justify that. It gives me really good control. I'm really choked up. I can get my thumb right underneath that scale, that rubberized lip right there. I mean, I'm really locked in on the full size so I can get those finer cuts and have a lot of control over the knife. So for kind of giving you a little bit of a different feel, not, you know, blocky tactical feeling handle scales, but rubberized contouring, but still giving you full tang construction and strength. Both of these knives, regardless if you go with more of like a belt knife, light duty blade, or more of a midweight survival knife, either one for their sizes are giving you something that you don't see a lot on the market. Good grip, good rubberized feel. It's going to be warmer to the touch in cold environments, which is a plus. And the only real drawback for me was just a little bit of a sharp pain with the back hook on the full size when I was doing a lot of hard chopping. Well, guys, there you have it. Hope you have enjoyed this video, seeing what these two knives can do, which one might be the right choice for you. I think at their price points and what you're getting, these are actually really good for either kind of on the lighter end of a midweight survival knife or a belt knife, and you like D2 steel, you've worked with it before, you don't have an issue with it, and you're looking for that really good ergonomics, no need to upgrade anything, and under $100. I think that these both, regardless if you want a belt knife or a midweight survival knife, are gonna do really well for you and do a lot of performance around your campsite or on your next, you know, hiking, backpacking trek. So I thank you guys for coming over today. I really hope this video has helped you out make that wise choice on what these knives can do and whether or not they're gonna fit inside the system for you. Please subscribe if you're not a current subscriber. I'd invite you to become part of the GT family. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, throwing up stuff there all the time. Don't forget about the mailbag. Put #mailbag. You might have one of your questions answered in an upcoming video. And don't forget also about our Gideon's Tactical Show, completely different type of video. We discuss, we talk news, interesting aspects to life, and it's just a fun, completely different way to have entertainment and have a conversation together. So thank you guys so much. Finally, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.